Welcome to the show.
With Mike and Darin.
Welcome to the show.
We're really caring.
Come on to the show.
What are we sharing with you? You.
Just go running into any quiet little store on a Sunday morning and say, "Are you open on Thursdays?" They'll say yes. Say, "Thank you!" And run. Let them figure it out.
Welcome to Irritable Dead Syndrome's 3-year anniversary special, with special appearances by Megan Mitchell, Adam Nedeff, Kevin Ruppert, Mike Chisholm, Patrick Cronin, Heywood Banks, and Shadoe Stevens. I'm your announcer, Dave Lay. Now, please give a warm welcome to your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Mike.
I'm Darin.
You are listening to the best of Year 3. Holy wow.
Of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Can you believe it's been 3 years?
So
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
We did it in my basement.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. And then we said, let's do another episode.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit better.
Yeah, they've slowly been
They've gotten better.
So, and then we got to the end of the first year, and we were like, hey, we had a lot of cool stuff.
We did.
Buried through there.
Yeah.
And we didn't want to make people trudge through 51 terrible episodes.
So we did a best of Volume 1,
Yeah.
which was awesome.
Yeah, it was one of our top.
Yes.
My
It's
top
right now
shows.
it's our second most downloaded episode.
And then, so we did it again for year 2.
And now we're
that
doing
was
it for
way
year
up there.
3.
You do it for year 3. And we've gotten to the point now, longtime listeners, regular viewers, will hear us occasionally say, hey, that's going to be one for the end of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to start out on this particular episode. This season was wild for us because we had a couple who agreed to get engaged, not on the podcast, but they wanted this podcast to be part of their engagement. Chris Hughes, Lisa Ferguson, they came all the way up to Cincinnati so they could go to the Crowbar so that he could pop the question to her. Talk about romance.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness sakes, it was thick. It was
Well, for people who don't know, the Crowbar is the bar in Kroger, the Kroger bar. People, you can go and get a glass of wine and walk around and look at cheese.
You can look at the
or
cereal.
get a beer and look at the ice cream.
So anyway, Chris and Lisa got engaged, and then we had them as part of the show.
Yeah. So my first question is to Chris, what the hell?
Well, you guys were talking about the Crowbar.
Yeah.
From, what, episode 3? Or was it episode 5? I can't remember. But you started doing Kroger Story of the Week.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was right out of the box. It was very soon.
Yeah.
It was within the first few episodes.
Right.
And at some point, I think it was you, Darin, you mentioned, the Crowbar and, wouldn't it be cool to throw a party?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And the different things you could do at the bar. And I think maybe even you mentioned something about getting married.
Right.
And walking down the aisle.
Right.
Down the ice
Cereal
cream.
aisle.
Well, cereal
Yeah.
aisle or the ice cream bar aisle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that started percolating.
A light
Something
switch went
in
on.
the back of my head. I don't have light switches. I'm not that good. But anyway.
A dimmer.
A dimmer kind of.
Yeah.
Clap on, clap off.
You hit it. Yep. But I was like, you know, what could I do? What could I possibly do?
Everything's already been done. So you're a guy. You look like a guy who wants to do something unique.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
why
making
not,
that up because I'm trying to be nice to him.
why not
He's our
propose?
guest in the studio. Yeah.
Why not propose to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
At the Crowbar.
And then she'll swoon. She'll get weak at the knees.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
If we weren't there, you two totally were going to make out next to the television. Yeah. One of my favorite parts of this season.
Oh. I was assaulted
We're
mid-show.
we are getting ready to do something, and you screamed like a girl. You got attacked by a bug.
Yeah.
And we kept it in the show.
Yeah.
It was hysterical.
So,
Hold on. Let's mix it up then.
no, I want to.
No.
Oh, Jesus! Damn it! Okay, we gotta. I'll be back. Did you see that thing? God, it's twitching. God, blade came right at me.
Hey, what happened?
Okay. Okay.
Wow.
A bug just ran across the carpet, and Mike screamed like a little girl. Oh my Lord. And then he picked up his Darth Vader statue and he slammed it on top of the bug repeatedly until he got the bug out of its misery. Now I think Mike has went upstairs because he peed himself. I think he has to change clothes. So
So scared, Lord, I mother, I jumped up in the boat and I said, Thomas, what on earth is that creature?
did you change shorts, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Looking down with these big red eyes.
Oh, it was so scary.
God bless.
I've never seen, in your
Right,
defense.
did you see it?
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was. Yeah, it was coming at you. It was
coming right at
Yeah,
me.
it was like God, man, he's charging for you. Yeah, he was coming at you.
Did you? Darth saved my life. I don't have him here as a
You
weapon.
picked it up and then slammed it on top of what was that? A centipede?
He
A
was
millipede?
a centipede.
Yeah.
Like a house, one of those house centipedes.
Okay.
He is no more. Damn. Well, we'll have bonus.
Yeah.
for this
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh,
we got 6 viewers. Is
Yeah,
that people.
we definitely have stuff bonus for this episode. So
Okay.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there's nothing worse than when the cold weather comes in and your lips get dry and cracked. I'll tell you what, when I drink a margarita with chapped lips, it's totally painful. The salt and lime juice gets in there and damn, that really smarts. Anyway, Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm can make your lips feel better in seconds, and it comes in 5 flavors: cherry, bubblegum, vanilla, mint, and root beer. So say goodbye to dry, chapped lips with Uncle Chappie's Soothing Miracle Lip Balm. Available everywhere fine lip products are sold. Now back to the show.
Okay. One of my favorites when I saw that this was on here is when you learned about the existence of another scale. So everyone knows Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
Most people know Kelvin.
Yeah.
But then there's a fourth
you
one out
informed me
there.
that there's a 4th temperature.
Yeah.
And I thought you were screwing with me.
Stump is asking at what temperature will the car melt? And I do have an answer.
Well, it's a wooden mousetrap, so
Well,
Yeah.
the CDs will melt at 74.38 degrees Celsius.
oh, okay.
So
Oh, and that is what in Fahrenheit?
more.
What? And then what is that in? What's the third? What's that in Kelvin?
Kelvin,
Mike?
there's Rankine.
Is there another temperature?
Yeah. It's basically the
Did you hear
Fahrenheit
wait,
version of Kelvin.
Stop. Back that up. Is there another temperature?
Yeah.
Did you hear how excited I was that there's a 4th temperature?
Yeah, that's
Rankine. That's not a. That's fake.
No,
That's
it's
like,
not.
That's
No,
like
it's
some
not.
Star Trek.
It's
Vulcan.
Kelvin Fahrenheit scale.
Uh-huh.
It's, I think.
Wait.
I don't know. I learned about it what
Uh-huh.
is this, 20 years ago?
Because I thought there were 3.
No. Celsius, Fahrenheit,
Now,
Kelvin, and
who
Rankine.
uses Celsius? The commies?
Yeah. Everybody
them
but
foreigners?
the United States.
Okay.
And Britain.
Because it's part of the metric system?
No, it's
Okay.
not. Well, yeah, Celsius is the metric system.
Okay.
And Kelvin is based on the metric system.
Okay.
Kelvin is based on Celsius.
Okay, so what I want to know is
zero.
what temperature did they use in the Bible? Because that's the only one I'm using. All them other
Yeah.
sons of bitches,
Yeah.
they can use their devil
Yeah.
temperatures. I'm using
Yeah.
the one that was in the Bible.
Thou shalt not
Use Kelvin.
use Kelvin. It's weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know what I was talking about there.
I don't either.
I think I went in a fugue.
You can edit that out.
Yeah, it's one of my fugue states.
Ow.
For new listeners
That hurts.
or states, however you pronounce it.
It's fugue, not fuggy.
We're gonna get flagged.
Yeah.
One of those dads said, "Things are a little in here." I would love to see that just used.
It's getting a little fuggy
A
in
little
here.
in here.
Now, see, I'm saying fuggy, and you're
I'm saying
you're saying
Yeah. Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to, like when Tom Cruise walked in that room, wouldn't you like him to just stop and look at the camera, a full Leslie Nielsen? Let's get a little in here. I am nothing if not romantic.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And so we had a very special Valentine's Day episode. I typically don't add anything to the rundown until the moment of.
Right.
And I know it pisses you off because
No, it
you
doesn't.
spend all this time on this stuff, and then I come in with something like this.
Yeah. Today, I look and Mike, in all caps, pissed myself on Valentine's Day. I'm like, well, this is going to be a great podcast.
Yeah.
So, Mike,
Growing
you
pains.
pissed yourself on Valentine's Day.
So Bess and I went to Cooper's Hawk. I was so excited that I got reservations at a nice restaurant.
Right.
I think of reservations day of. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to think of them like days ahead of time.
I thought of mine the day before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm not going to be able to get a reservation anywhere but Panera, and they don't take reservations. And I booted
Would
up.
you like the cream of chicken and wild rice soup?
Yeah.
Garçon?
Would you like a baguette? No, we've had enough.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you when I've had enough.
So I opened up the open table and looked through there, and Cooper was there at 5:45, and I was like, hell yeah! I made a reservation for 4 because you
Okay.
never know if the kids are coming along.
Right.
And I don't want to deal with having to make them wait outside while we're eating. So
Yeah, a lot of people look
Yeah.
down on parents who
Yeah.
do that.
they decided they wanted to stay home. So it was like, oh, cool, we could have Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And we did. We went in there. We had the wine. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a winery.
Okay.
We had that, and we both got the steak. We got the exact same steak. Everything. We do. We just like the same stuff, and
Yeah.
it's cute and all that stuff.
Well, when you get the same thing,
Yeah.
then you don't have to split it.
Yeah. And
It's like, ooh, I'd love that. Can I have a bite of that?
well, when I went on a rant on this podcast a year or two ago about how people who wear black jeans suck, and black jeans are terrible, and I don't understand them. I have since bought all black jeans. All my jeans right now are black, with the
Right.
exception of 2 pair.
Right.
And I know that I'm a hypocrite. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'm not going to wear black jeans on our date. I had 1 pair of khakis that I hadn't otherwise soiled, and I'm going to wear these.
You wore a
And
pair of khakis
I
on
did.
a date.
I wore a pair of khakis
Okay.
and a nice blue shirt with a collar. Not a U2 shirt,
Okay.
not a Gojira shirt, a nice light blue shirt that she had bought me at some point in the past. And I found it. I'm like, I'm going to wear
Wow.
this. The thing about this blue shirt is it doesn't go down that far. So if I'm wearing it and I raise my hand, like my belly comes out. So I'm very conscious of not raising my hand.
You're an adult. You shouldn't have to raise your
No,
hand.
you should. I thought I was safe. So we go there, we go through all this stuff, and before the steak comes, I want to go potty. Like, I'm going to go potty. I go in there, and
Did you go pot?
I
Mike?
go pot. I go into the urinal, up to the urinal, and I start peeing, and I notice that I don't hear anything hitting the urinal. And it takes about 3, maybe 4 seconds before I realize I'm not peeing in the urinal. I'm not peeing in there.
Did you forget to take it out?
I did, but it just kind of it was in a weird state.
It went back in.
Yeah, I know. I moved
Nope,
him. I
too
moved
cold.
him until I heard water splashing, and like, okay, now, and I finished, and I looked down, and it was not good. So next time you're at Cooper's Hawk, look at the urinal that's right next to the stall, like a ninja. I pulled the pants together and rotated around and went right into that stall, realizing at that point how weird I looked. Nobody finishes at the stall and then rotates into a finishes the urinal and rotates into the stall.
Yeah.
That's what I did. Then I'm standing facing the toilet. If you ever see somebody's feet underneath the stall, it's not supposed to be facing the toilet at an angle. It's like angled away. I got a bunch of toilet paper and I start rubbing this huge spot on the front of my pants. The whole time I'm thinking, if I were wearing black jeans, I could have shit myself and nobody would know. But now people see me, I've rotated into this thing, and they hear
Valentine's Day date for one.
yeah. Punctuated with, God damn, son of a bitch. Come on.
Gotta teach you a lesson.
get out.
Dirty.
You know, they just hear me and they're, get out. Come on, get it out. And I'm at the age where I don't care. That would have embarrassed me in my 20s or whatever. I would have been like, oh, no, I don't care. So I get it to the point where it's no longer dark brown on my khakis. It's just a light brown. It could be confused with a shadow.
Uh-huh.
And I zip up, I go to the thing, and I come back, and Bess is like, did you poop? What happened? Because I was gone for a very long time. And I said to my wife of 20 plus years on our Valentine's Day, no, I just pissed myself in there. If she did just what you're doing right now. And I had to explain. She's like, and she wanted to know, just like you did, what are the logistics? How do you piss yourself at a urinal?
45 years old, yeah.
He's got a mind of his own. He just decided he wasn't completely out. He's not coming all the way out. And it's just physics.
Well, you texted that. You put it on the rundown, and I texted. It's like, do we need to find help? It's like, do you need a... I didn't know if this is one of those gotta go right now, gotta go, commercials.
Well, I've dealt with the thing of where you think you're done and then you put it away and then it's like, and more comes out and it's like, damn it.
I know, we've all done that.
Yeah. So it wasn't that. It was at the beginning. It was the...
It's like...
Yeah.
You're just standing there going...
Yeah, just pissing myself. For 3 or 4 seconds, you know how much piss comes out of you in 3 or 4 seconds?
Yeah.
There was a lot there. It was a large circle around my dick. Sizable. It was clear to everyone who had eyes near me what had happened.
And the fact is, what's hilarious is that you're telling this on the podcast and literally like 9 or 10 people are going to hear it.
Bess told me, she said, are you going to talk about pissing yourself on the podcast? I said, yes.
Yeah.
And she said, you realize at some point somebody may hear this thing. Yes.
Yes.
I told the people at work today I did it. I don't hide what an idiot I am. I find humor in it, but my God. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I pissed myself. How was your Valentine's Day?
It's good. A few weeks ago, we asked our listeners to chime in if there was a favorite segment of yours that you really enjoyed, to let us know. I got a text today from Chris Hughes. He loved this segment so much. I have a family tradition that I started. It's idiotic, but we love it. And it turns out you have a family tradition that you started.
Similar.
Also idiotic.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something about our family that I've never told you before. I've never mentioned it on the podcast.
Oh, this is breaking news.
And very few people know about this.
Okay. A lot of people are going to, at least 3 people are going to know about this after you say it.
We are cheap. Okay.
Okay.
That's not the point.
Okay.
When we go to a movie, we go to the movie in Hamilton. We go to the AMC 8 in Hamilton. The tickets,
and you sneak in food.
I sneak in food. The tickets are ridiculously less expensive than going to the AMC at Union Center Boulevard.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't want to spend that much money on a movie, especially a movie that in 2 weeks or 3 weeks is going to be on Paramount or in Max. Those jerks or anything like that. So we go to the AMC 8 in Hamilton, and I have my Stubbs card.
Okay.
And we get into the movies pretty cheap. So when we're driving from our house, we take the Michael A. Fox Highway to Hamilton. On our way, before we get to Hamilton proper, there is an underpass. Okay. This underpass has been dedicated. It's named after a gentleman named Jack Kirsch.
Okay.
Jack Kirsch was a politician way back in the day in Hamilton. He may have been a horrible person. I have no idea. I don't know what his politics were. I don't know what he voted for. I don't know what he voted against. I don't know if, people obviously liked him enough to name an underpass after him.
Yeah.
Okay. So stupid me decides one day we drive under. It's like, guys, we should have a moment of silence as we go under the Jack Kirsch underpass.
Okay. I like where this is going.
And Libby and the boys are like, okay.
Yeah.
And we did it.
Okay.
And we do it every time. For years, Mike. For years.
Yeah.
When we drive through it, we turn the radio down.
Okay.
We don't say a word. We go through it, and I say, Jack Kirsch, everybody. And sometimes we applaud. We go to our movie on our way back.
Okay.
Turn the radio down.
Okay.
Not a word. Jack Kirsch, everybody. When Mom moved up here, we took her to the movies. Mom, you can't talk as we go under the Jack Kirsch underpass.
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't, Mom.
Yeah.
We don't do it.
Yeah.
We never explained to her why.
Yeah.
And so she's on board. She doesn't say a thing. A couple of years ago, we were donating some stuff to the, I believe it's the Haven of Mercy.
Okay.
And we went to the office there to don't make our donations.
Yeah.
It's right next to, we had our picture taken with the Jack Kirsch underpass.
Okay.
And we're all pointing like, hey.
Yeah,
like
here we are.
Like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, yeah.
We've done this for years.
Okay.
Years.
Yeah.
Sunday, we're going to the movie and we're driving and I'm just talk. I don't even see that the Jack Kirsch underpass is coming.
Oh, no.
And I don't hear Jacob go, Dad. And we drive through there and I'm talking about, man, we had to get rid of all this taco stuff at the party.
Yeah,
We still have a vegetable plate left over.
Did you know that Mike was walking around telling everyone to look at to move the chairs and what the hell?
Libby, it's like I mentioned to Mom, I'm like, yeah, we still have like some vegetables left over from the platter. And Libby's like, Darin, stop. And then I look in the rearview mirror like, what are you yelling at me for?
Yeah.
I'm just telling Mom that we got rid of the vegetables. And she's like, the Jack Kirsch underpass.
Yeah, you're being disrespectful.
And I'm
is
like,
what's
oh my
happening.
God.
Wow. Hmm.
And then so for the next 5 times, I'm not allowed to talk from our house to the movies and the movies back.
Oh, I like this.
The whole family
Yeah.
has deemed that my punishment, my penance
Yeah.
for doing this.
Yeah.
And I started it. I'm the dumbass who thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
And I'm just blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
So my apologies to Jack Kirsch, his family, to the city of Hamilton, to anybody who rides on the Michael A. Fox Highway, who travels that stretch of road on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I meant no disrespect.
When you were talking and going through it.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah.
It's my thing.
Yeah.
It's my thing, Mike.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I forgot to do my thing.
So this may surprise
Jesus.
you. It may not surprise you. How long have we known each other? At least a few months.
Oh boy. How long have we known each other? 8 years?
Somewhere. Yeah. Well, it's been longer than that.
Okay.
With
Well,
Andrew, 7. We
okay.
knew-
Okay. The kids went to kindergarten
like
together.
that, yeah.
Okay. The kids went to kindergarten together. And they're now, what grade are they in?
It's been like 10 years,
They're
I
in
think.
10th grade. Yeah. So 10 years.
Did we know you when we got this house?
The first time I met you was in this house.
Okay.
Yeah.
How the hell did you get in?
I knocked on the door.
Okay.
I'm a vampire. You invited me in.
Okay. So a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Would it surprise you to know that we have done something similar?
No. Nothing that
So-
you do that's similar to me surprises
So
me.
you know that Bessa's family is in Morgantown.
Yeah.
And we have been, although we haven't lived in Cincinnati the entire time, we did live in Dayton for a while. We've lived in the Western Ohio region, so
Okay.
to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we've taken the same road back and forth. All those roads that you can get from Morgantown to here, we've been on. Every rest stop we've been to multiple times. Every one.
I know what you mean.
We, in the past few years,
Yep.
we've gone out of our way. We've never stopped here.
Yep.
And then we get there, it's like, oh, yeah, we've been here.
That's us from Johnson City to Cincinnati. Yes.
So,
every rest stop, every exit.
We moved to Dayton in 2000, maybe 2001. When we were driving back from here to Morgantown, we passed a sign while Bess tends to sleep in the car.
Mhm.
And it's like the halfway point, it said Flushing, Bethesda. And I punched the top of the car and go, Flushing, Bethesda, to wake her up in the most Guy Good voice that I can. I've done that.
Good.
Yeah. So what is that? 22 years at this point. I've been doing that every time. And I do it both ways.
Yeah.
Forever. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't, if the kids are fighting, if someone's in the middle of talking about something, I Flushing Bethesda. And sometimes I honk. You know, I'm going to wave if there's another motorist right there and I honked, I got to wave at them. I've done it for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And I'm terrified. There was one time I forgot to do it. And I got at least a mile down the road. Bess was fast asleep. And I think she woke up, and I think she woke up. She didn't admit it, and I didn't say anything about it. I think she woke up because I didn't say Flushing Bethesda, and I whispered, Flushing Bethesda, to myself. And tapped
you got to.
I have to.
Yeah.
So when you started saying this, like, people are going to listen to this show and they're going to hear your Jack Kirsch story and they're going to think, what a freak.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm hearing this, I'm thinking, this is Flushing Bethesda.
Yeah, I totally understand.
Yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. And I know that families all have like similar things.
All families do things.
And if you have a similar thing like that's weird or wacky or whatever, let us know. Go to irritabledadscenter.com. Send us a
call to action. Look at that.
Send us something at our Facebook page.
Send us a picture of you doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, within reason.
on Cinemax. Yeah. Yes, please send us a picture of you doing it.
Hello.
To irritabledadsender.com.
Now I'm in charge of all the web stuff.
And
now
we got taken off the air.
Here we go.
Quick.
Boom.
Quick.
Let me say something about that last clip.
Okay.
I think it's hilarious that I'll tell you something or you'll tell me something that you think is unique to you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we totally do that. Yeah, we put hot dogs in our ears and quack at each other. Yeah. Doesn't everybody?
Oh, I know. Because when I told that story, I just really thought that you'd go, that's the most stupid thing I've ever heard. But you go like, hey, I do the same thing. Because we're Mike and Darin of Irritable Dad Syndrome.
We almost quit being Mike and Darin of Irritable Dad Syndrome when I made an inopportune comment about Liberace's pancake making abilities.
Yeah, Liberace meaning my wife.
Liberella.
Yeah.
And you literally quit. You quit the show and walked. You were up the stairs.
I was upstairs.
Yeah.
I've never insulted your wife on this show. Just think about that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You know what else I do that our mutual friend...
I can't wait to hear.
Our mutual friend Box
Matt
made
Box.
a comment, and I'm going to call him out. It's been 100... This is episode 143. It's about time I talked about this. We went to Bob Evans. All college people go to Bob Evans.
I love Bob Evans.
That's what you do. They pancakes.
Have great pancakes.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is back when they actually gave you normal pancakes, like that filled the whole plate.
Yeah.
And I was sitting next to Box, and I noticed, you ever notice like things get quiet and you notice that people are watching you?
Yes.
I have a thing. I cut my pancakes in a grid. I cut even down and then all the way across, and then I pour the syrup on it, and I eat it that way. He watched me do this. I got all the way through the grid, and I saw a smirk on his face.
Yeah.
And we made eye contact, and I said, what? the fuck is your problem? Because we were in college, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen me interact with Box. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he just says, typical. That's what I would expect.
Yeah.
What? He's like, engineer, you're going to make it into a grid. No, I'm not making it into a grid because I'm an engineer. I'm making it into a grid because it's more efficient. And then that's when my other friend, Sean, looked up and he just started smiling, and Box looked at him and smiled. I'm like, what's wrong with you people? If you make it into a grid, when you pour the syrup on it, it'll go down in between all those pieces, and it envelops the pieces of pancake.
Yeah.
So you get syrup on the pancake.
Right.
And what do you guys do? Like, just have a pancake, you just pour syrup on it like a freak, and it all goes off the side, and then you don't have any syrup on the actual pancake?
Okay, now listen. I'm going to cut you off right there, because there is a dispute in our house when it comes to pancakes.
Okay.
My kid can have a half a gallon of syrup on his plate, but if it's not on top of the pancake, hell no, he won't. He'll still pour another half gallon. Instead, I will cut the pancake, and I will...
Okay.
I will cut the pancake, and then I will, like I'm dipping my French fry and my ketchup, I'll sop it up into the syrup. There's pools of syrup on the plate.
Like a chicken nugget. Well, why don't you just put it all, you get them all at once.
It's like I put the syrup on the pancake, and some of it goes on the plate, and then you just wipe it up on the plate. You sop it up.
Work. It's just not.
For you, Now, your grid method, I agree with.
Thank you.
With a waffle. Okay, because
it's already in a grid. It's got little pockets.
I know, but that's where I cut. I don't cut outside of the grid. I don't just like cut a round shape when I'm eating a waffle. I will slice.
You cut the cups? You cut the
I
waffle
slice
cups?
it along the lines of the
Oh
waffle.
my.
Yeah. Oh, are you seriously kidding me here? Are you really judging me
Yeah, yes.
on
I'm
how
really
I eat a
judging
waffle
you on how
when
you
you
eat
eat
a waffle.
pancakes like a freak?
That is not freaky. That is smart. I like syrup. I like syrup on my pancakes.
Okay,
I like syrup with my pancakes going in my
so
mouth. I
how am I-
don't swap it up like I'm with a bit. Now, if you have a biscuit and gravy, that's how you get the gravy back on the biscuit.
But you can't do that. So what? The syrup
can.
the syrup that goes on the plate. Sorry, I just got to wash you
I
down
don't
the
have
sink.
syrup that goes on the plate. The pancake collects all the syrup because it's in those little grids. The pancake itself, he has to get saturated with syrup before it escapes.
Okay.
So the outer edges of the pancake, normally the edges, the pieces of pancake that get the least amount of attention, get the most amount of errant syrup, overflow syrup,
Okay.
effluent syrup goes out to those areas. Those are some of the best pieces of pancake on that whole plate. And the syrup carries some butter with it. What? Yeah, you heard me. I put whipped butter all through there, and the syrup catches that. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
Just try it. Try it once. I guarantee you. I guarantee you.
Okay.
Darren, I guarantee you.
Okay.
If you try the grid method, you'll never go back.
All right, listen. I will try the grid method.
Mm-hmm.
Will you try the pool method?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can we agree to do this?
Yeah, I'll do the pool
reminds
method.
me as many.
I'm going to have pancakes this weekend. I'm going to make pancakes on Saturday, and that's how I'm going to do it.
As many times as you've recommended a movie, hey, let's watch Evil Dead 2 and go on Decision Roll. I did that.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
then
a
you're
good
like,
movie.
hey, let's watch It. And then I did that. And then, hey, let's watch what's the one with Keanu Reeves where he gets kicked through the glass window?
Speed.
John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
And then I said, hey, let's watch your boy, the Greatest Showman. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I'm so sick of doing that you want to do, but you never do anything I want to do.
That's because I'm an only child, and that's how I roll.
Well, I'm done. I'm done with
I
it.
have watched things.
You know what? I'm not going to try your grid method.
I watched Yellowstone. You recommended. You were in here talking
You
about
watched
Harrison
20
Ford.
minutes of it.
I couldn't take it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take it. Does it get better than the first
Oh,
episode?
Yellowstone gets so good. It gets like so intense, edge of your seat.
Here's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'll watch the rest of episode 1 of Yellowstone.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll try your dumbass way of eating pancakes.
Okay.
All right. If you try the grid.
I'll try the grid.
With butter. Do you use butter on your pancakes?
Yeah. Well, now this is. Hold on.
Why'd you have to think about it like that? Don't. I swear to God, if you tell me you get the syrup that has butter in it, you're out of this house.
No, I'm American.
Okay. Thank you.
Libby puts all the butter on the griddle and cooks them in the butter, and then they have buttery, crispy edges that make me fall in love with her all over again.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the pancake is just like so buttery.
I'm gonna make a statement.
Okay.
Libby doesn't know how to make pancakes.
What the hell did you just say?
Libby does not know how to make pancakes. I'm gonna have a pancake off. Let's have a. Okay, she knows how to make pancakes that you like. She knows how to make pancakes that you like. I think that we should have a pancake off. Libby makes pancakes.
You take it back.
I'll take it back. I'll take it back. I shouldn't have said that without proving it to you.
I don't say one thing about what your wife does or doesn't do.
That's true.
You do
That's
not.
True.
Oh, you better hope. Better hope that Libby never hears you say that.
She doesn't listen to this show.
She
listen
does.
to me.
She will cut you.
I'll tell her myself. Here's the thing. Someone that takes pancakes as seriously as you do, I can't imagine that you've never tried the grid method.
I can't imagine that you've never tried the pool method.
Okay.
It's like, oh my God. But the kids, and then after breakfast is done, I put the plates in the sink, and my plate is almost completely clean from sopping up the syrup.
Okay. All right.
Then you get syrup on top and the bottom. By the way, if you have 3 pancakes, do you cut and put a piece of all 3 in your mouth, or do you eat them one pancake at a time?
One pancake at a time, because I re-syrup in between each pancake.
Okay, that sounds like you. So, but my plate is almost clean, completely clean from sopping up all the syrup, and I am very satisfied. Cameron's plate has got pools of syrup. wasted syrup. And I don't like wasting syrup.
Make him do the grid method.
I can't make him do anything.
Okay.
So.
I think it's great that you quit the show over pancakes.
Well, you said my wife can't make them.
That's true. I should not have dragged her in here. I'm sorry. Libby, I apologize. I apologize to you for offending Libby in the future, because she can't be offended right now. She doesn't know about it.
You better hope Jacob and Cameron don't hear that. You don't want Jacob down here.
No.
No.
He has asked to be on the show.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by a horse. You can pet it, you can feed it, you can have your picture taken with it. It's a horse. Now, back to the show.
Almost every episode of this podcast, we've had the Kroger story of the week. Some weeks we have a Casey's story of the week. Occasionally we'll have the Piggly Wiggly story of the week. But most of the time it's been the Kroger story of the week. Our longtime listener, friend of the show, Steve Farrell, called me up one day with a Kroger story of the week that was so good that I stole it, made it my own, and it has made it onto the best of Irritable Dad Syndrome Season 3.
It's time now for the Kroger story of the week.
For the first time ever, there's a grocery store called Kroger. You and I shop there, and we frequently do what's called the Kroger story of the week.
Yeah.
This week, for the first time ever, a listener has given us our Kroger story of the week.
Oh, really?
And this is a good one.
Okay.
This is one of those, oh God, I wish this had happened to me.
Yeah.
So I'm on the phone with Steve Farrell. Okay. Steve Farrell, I've known from college. Okay. He's a great friend of mine. He has listened to us since episode 1. I'm talking to him on the phone, and he says, hey, do you have a story of the week for Kroger for this week? And I said, no. He goes, well, you do now. And with permission, he was at Kroger.
Do you have his permission?
I do have his permission to tell this story. So he's at Kroger, and he's going up to the line, and he puts 2 packs of hot dogs on the conveyor belt with a handful of other things.
Okay.
Two packs of hot dogs. I asked, were they Whompers? He says, oh, yes, of course they were Whompers.
Yeah.
2 packs. Okay. The cashier is ringing up somebody and then like, hey, did you find everything? Whatever. There's a man and a woman standing behind Steve.
Okay.
And they start eyeballing the stuff that he has on the belt.
Checking out his wieners.
Yes.
Effectively, yeah.
The husband looks at the conveyor belt and he says to his wife, it looks like someone's having a hot dog party.
Oh, no.
To which the wife said, a big old hot dog party.
Wow. Wow.
And Steve,
I would call Homeland Security immediately.
He just wanted to look at them and say, really? 2 packs of hot dogs?
Yeah.
If I was having a hot dog party, do you really think I would bring 2 packs? Invite all your friends. It's like, how many hot dogs can we have? Half of one each. Yeah. A big old hot dog party. They were impressed with 2 packs of hot dogs.
Yeah. So, it doesn't take much for some people.
This has been the Kroger story of the week.
Usually Mike is the one who goes off on tangents, whether it's the people talking to him at Chick-fil-A, or he doesn't like the way his pants fit, or sometimes Darin doesn't wear a belt, and Mike loses his... Okay, well, this one particular episode, I stayed calm, but I'd had it with a word that I thought was really, really stupid. A couple of weeks ago, we ended the show, and I said, I'm going to tease ahead. And I teased a story that we were going to talk about the next week, and that's that I hate the word thrice. A few weeks before that, you went off the chain. You couldn't stand the word delicious. And I thought, let's start throwing in other words that we hate. And I hate the word thrice. And I said, that's what we're going to talk about next week. Did we talk about it? No. I teased it, and we didn't talk about it, so I apologize to all you viewers and loyal listeners out there who were looking forward to this rant on the word thrice. Yeah. And I'm sorry, Daddy lost his mind. So I hate the word thrice. It makes no sense. It's stupid. Okay. And so I understand once. Yeah. If you do something one time, you can also do it once. Yes. Once is unnecessary. I don't understand why there's once or twice. Okay. But you look at Lionel Richie. You got once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Not thrice times a lady.
Not once, twice, thrice a lady. So by Lionel Richie's standards, we do not need the word
we don't.
thrice.
No.
Thrice sounds like a disease.
It does.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a case of the thrice.
Exactly. I got a bad case of thrice.
Yeah.
It's my head hurts. My skin is falling off my elbows.
Yeah, I didn't put the toilet paper on the toilet before I sat down to poo.
You will get a bad case of thrice.
Now I got the thrice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the thrice.
Oh, you don't get
Please.
the thrice?
No, it's thrice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got thrice. I got full-blown thrice.
Full-blown out-the-ass thrice.
You get twice.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't get to the hospital fast enough, it goes into full-blown thrice.
But, so there is thrice, but there's nothing for four.
Force.
Yeah. Fives.
Yeah. Fifths.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And so Webster's Merriam, I'm calling you, remove that word from your dictionary. So I'm normally not for censorship, but in this case, that word should just be removed. Nobody uses it.
Yeah, see, one thing that Bess and I love to do is use the old school words.
Okay.
I don't think we've ever used thrice. I will say things just to see if I can make her choke from laughing.
Right.
I wait until she's like taking a drink or take a bite of the burger. And I'll say, could you sever that in twain and give me half a portion? And And then see,
Right.
But I've never used thrice.
Yeah.
Let me try to use
How many times have you been to that restaurant? Thrice. No.
If I've told you once, I've told you thrice times.
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Told you. I guess you don't have to say times with thrice. It does save.
I've told you thrice.
If I've told you once, I've told you thrice.
Yeah.
I've told you fourths.
Boy, me and my lady had a great night. We did it thrice.
We had a thrice way.
Hopefully we don't have to edit that out for our Dayton
We'd
viewers.
like to welcome our Dayton viewers. Fresh off the farm report.
right
welcome
after the William Page show.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Yeah.
I had an opportunity to meet an 80s metal legend.
Yeah, absolute legend.
And
Ronnie James Dio.
They say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, that's true.
You never really know what's going to happen. So I was nervous about meeting this man. I never expected what happened would happen, but I'm glad it did.
Yeah.
So
Mustaine,
we go into the pavilion. You've been to PNC Pavilion?
I have.
It's like right over there. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
they have like
right
this
over
little.
there.
They have this little gate thing set up. This little,
Yeah.
And we're standing there, and he's like, "I'm going to go back and see when the band's ready." I'm like, "Holy!" Now, I did kind of get slipped into this group. I immediately go front and center at where I'm going to be, right in their face,
Eye to eye with Dave Mustaine.
eye to eye with them, and I had no shame in taking that spot.
No,
none.
No,
the lady, her other,
you're in
her
there
son,
now. I mean, what are you going to do?
So
just
I was thankful to them.
Back here,
I thank them profusely for this. And then we're waiting, and then here they come. Dave, just like four guys, just like four regular guys.
Yeah,
the other three people in the band seemed so happy to see us. I thought they were going to start asking us for autographs. I felt like saying, you know what, back off, dude. I
have a life.
I have a life.
I like my privacy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Dave seemed a bit standoffish.
I would,
but he cracked me up a few times, and then he warmed to the crowd as we went on.
Yeah.
So during the question and answer, so they were all questions that were asked for people who were there. I didn't get a chance to do that because I'm like a straggler.
Yeah.
But I'm just listening to the answers. They had shades on, and they slowly took off their shades.
Right.
And it's a bit unnerving to be 6 feet. I was 6 feet away. I was closer to Dave than you and I are right now.
Right.
And it was weird when they would look at us. Because I'm like, oh, this is not seeing them on TV. This is a human being right there.
He's an actual
And
person.
I'm not allowed to interrupt because they gave us like rules. You can't interrupt anyone. And
right.
It's like, the thing that cracked me up was we heard animal sounds like way off. Dogs doing stuff. I don't know what was going on. And the other band members were ignoring it. But then Dave would look around like, what the f*** is that? And he would lean over to what I now know as the bass player. He's like, we're in Ohio, right? What is that animal?
Yeah.
And the guy's like, I don't know.
That's the sound a cow makes.
I think he was trying to gesture that there's like 15 people here who paid for this privilege.
Right.
Pay attention to them. Don't listen
you're talking
to
about a cow.
The cows are out there banging. Don't. And it would happen again. And he kept looking in the rafters above, and that made me started giggling
Like,
because
why
it's
would
like,
a cow be
why
up
would
there?
a cow be up there?
This ain't Twister.
But I think he was doing it because he had a little grin when he was doing it. I think he was doing it to be funny.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Auto Honk, the new feature for your car that's taking the world by storm. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and there's nothing I hate worse while driving than having to stop what I'm doing and honk at somebody who doesn't know how to drive. Is there a moron that isn't going when the light turns green? What about that dipwad who pulls right out in front of you when there's nobody behind you for miles? Or how about that hot lady who didn't notice you sitting there in your fully restored, freshly waxed Pontiac Firebird? So, keep your hands on 10 and 2 and let Auto Honk do the honking for you. Download the app today at autohonk.com.
This is one of my favorite. This is one that popped in my head when we were thinking about the year 3. We have a clip from this too about you recognizing the girl in the choir.
Yeah.
I've played that over and over. I giggle and cackle with this is one of my favorite stories.
What's crazy is, on paper, there's nothing special about it.
No.
I saw somebody who I recognized.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was something that actually it was nothing that turned into something. It just snowballed into absolute nothing. And I almost had a Mike moment.
Oh,
We went
Jesus.
to
I'm sorry.
we went to a band concert.
Okay.
And it's Cameron's 9th grade band is performing, and I'm sitting there in the audience, and there's my mom, me, Libby, and Jacob. I look at all the students on the stage, and one of the girls in the in the second row, I'm like, hey, she's the one who sold tickets at the movie theater.
Oh no.
And then, and I just kind of really said it to myself. And then Jacob goes, what? I said, no, it's nothing. No, what did you say? I said, there's the girl that sold us the tickets at the movie theater. He goes, what movie? I'm like, when we went to see The Fablemans.
Yeah.
Who? The girl up on stage. Which girl? The one with the bangs. He's like, what color bangs, Dad? Girls have all kinds of color bangs.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go, the only girl with bangs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, 1, 2, 3. It's turning into something that it doesn't even need to turn into.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's the fourth girl from the right or the left.
Oh, sweet Lord.
From the right.
Yeah.
The fourth girl from the right. And then Libby gets involved. What are you guys talking about? And I said, the girl who sold us tickets to the movie. And then Mom asks, what movie?
Oh, Jesus.
When we went to see The Fablemans.
Oh, my God.
She's on the stage. And then Libby says,
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
and Libby's like, so? Because she thinks I'm making such a big deal about it. It's 1, 2,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you should get a laser pointer right there. That girl right there. It's like a sniper up there.
It doesn't
See,
matter.
you're-
And then, I don't even know why. And then why am I saying out loud, it's a girl who sold us the tickets?
Your family questions you. You've told a number of these stories. We've gotten to know each other a little bit over the past couple years.
Yes, we have.
And I've noticed that your family still questions you. Like, my family knows well enough. I don't know if I want the answer from Dad on this one. Just let him be over there,
Yeah.
But you still apparently have your family's trust.
It just turned into a thing, and I don't know what else to do about it. So occasionally, Mike and I will talk about television commercials. I saw a commercial for a particular brand of toilet paper, and their slogan I thought was completely stupid. And I think Mike recommended a better slogan that they would never use. But here is our tribute to Cottenelle toilet paper.
I'm really excited about this next topic. I've got a lot to say about this.
Oh, good. I saw a commercial for Cottenelle toilet paper.
Yeah.
For when you need care down there.
Hello.
Where else are you putting the toilet paper? Right? Now, I know some people blow their nose with it.
I will adjust, I will evacuate my nose with the toilet paper. Yeah. So the difficulty with Cottenelle is it's practically a paper towel. It's thick.
Yeah.
You've got to be careful. You've got to show care down there.
Thick with 2 C's?
Indeed. You got to be careful. You can't wipe too much.
Right.
You're going to back up your system. You're going to flush, and the water's supposed to go down. It's going to come back up. It's going to clog.
Yeah.
I build a bird's nest when I'm wiping. I use so much paper. I make sure
you and my
there.
kids.
There's nothing there anymore.
Uh-huh.
But I'm always ready.
Uh-huh.
The plunger that you've seen in the Bono bathroom, that gets a lot of use.
Yeah.
Nearly every time I go to the bathroom, unless I'm peeing, I'm using the plunger.
I'm regretting this already.
Here's the deal. The cool thing about now, I don't want to talk about the care down there.
Okay.
I want to talk about the care up here. When I'm using Cottenelle, if I'm blowing my nose, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Because if you're blowing your nose with like Scott tissue or some thinner brand,
it's like sandpaper.
You could, well, not that. You blow a snot right through it. Scott tissue?
Yeah.
You blow your nose, now you're picking up stuff off the ground and off the wall.
You can almost see through Scott tissue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Cottenelle will catch it. But when you have to go recon, and you get the whatever's left in there, Cottenelle is so thick, sometimes it's hard to get way up in there in the nooks and crannies.
Hey, what happened?
To get the really, when
the gnarly bits.
When it's dry in your house, and don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. When you've got the heater on,
you pull out the Sharpie.
Yeah, you got to you're careful. Like you could, you have the snotties that could stab you.
Sometimes you get one out that looks like a continent.
Yeah. You gotta.
Am I right?
You gotta get in there. You need some dexterity to be able to grip them and pull them down. And you can't do that with a Cottenelle.
You ever have to, with like the one hand on the outside of the nose, put pressure against it so that it doesn't keep going back in? So you're like trying to,
yeah. It's like eating soup with a towel in your hand. You can't do it.
What?
You just can't do it effectively.
What the hell does that mean? My thing is, I wish that I had been at the Cottenelle meeting when they're like going through their advertising budget.
They're the ones with the bears, right? Or is that Charmin?
I think that's Charmin. That is Charmin. But so they're Cottenelle. They've got a meeting and they're like, guys, we're working on our new ad campaign. Trevor, what do you have?
What if we focused on how you can wipe your butt with our product?
I never thought about that. Yeah. Well, now we can't just say Cottenelle for wiping your butt. There's got to be a graceful way, a way to say it with some fluma. And like, for care down there? Oh, for care everywhere. No. I think we're good with care down there.
Yeah.
Teresa, write this down.
Yeah, I think
they launched into, that's like saying...
Wipe your ass with sass.
Yeah, exactly. No, remember when we did the duh? And I said, I found the loaf of bread that said great for sandwiches?
Yeah.
Cottenelle, perfect for wiping your ass.
Perfect for your ass.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
Like, someone's going to be going down aisle 10 looking for, I can't decide.
So picture this.
I can't decide which toilet paper should I use. Should I get the one with the bear or the one that gives me care down there?
A dad is sitting in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Somebody else, I don't know, like one of the kids or somebody is making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And
I love those, by the way.
Somebody else says, boy, that goes together just like, and the camera starts to zoom in on the peanut butter and jelly. And the dad says, like Cottenelle in your ass.
Yeah.
That's a good commercial. It's got everything.
Yeah.
It's got a twist. It's got something a dad would clearly say.
Yeah.
Find me a dad that wouldn't say that if it came to him. I'll show you a liar. They would say it immediately.
So Cottenelle, way to go.
Yeah,
they'll never be a sponsor on this podcast.
Yeah.
They're right up there with Bud Light. But yeah, congratulations on marketing your product for wiping people's butt. Over the past couple of months on this show, I've talked about a gas station down the street from my house that sells these delicious lemon pies. It's Casey's, okay? So I started going in there to get a Casey's lemon pie. I'm hooked. I'm really, really hooked. It's a problem. But that's not the point. The point is the employees at Casey's are off their chair.
Have they jumped the coin?
They have jumped the coin. They are not dent. This one particular time I went into Casey's, there was a customer there wanting wine. And the interaction between him and the lady working the cash register was amazing. I'm walking in there, and there's someone at the register, and I go over and I get my lemon pie. There's a dude on the phone, and he's standing right where the wine is. Which, by the way, if you're looking for good wine, go to Casey's.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to buy wine at a gas station.
You prude.
I digress. Yeah. I don't drink wine, so I'm not going to buy wine anywhere.
Okay.
he's standing by the wine, and he's got his phone, and he looks at the lady working the register, and he says, "Do you sell wine on Sunday?"
Is there a phone that looks like that anymore?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
It's a Breaking Bad flip phone. And the lady said, "Yeah." And he goes, "Okay." So then he walks to one part of the store, walks to another corner of the store, walks to somewhere else in the store, and then he walks back kind of near the door, and he asks her, and this is exactly how the conversation went, "Where's the wine?" And she said, "Wine?" And he said,
"Not do you have wine?"
No. He said,
"Where is the expected wine in this gas station?"
Yeah. He said, "Where's the wine?" And she said, "Wine?" And he said, "Wine." And then she said, "Wine?" To which he replied, "Wine." And she said, "Wine that you drink?"
Oh,
and I'm wanting to go, what other type of wine is there?
What the hell?
And I've got my lemon pie in my hand, and I'm like, wine.
Yeah.
You know?
So like a guy whining about over there? Is that a common thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he finally says, "Yeah." And she just points like,
yeah,
"It's right behind you where you were."
Yeah.
And she was pissed.
Yeah.
And
it's back there in the toilet. That's where we make it. Yeah.
It's like just flash back to 2 minutes when you were standing right there. But how many times do you have to say wine before somebody figures out what the other person is talking about?
Wine is not a difficult concept to.
No.
No.
They've been drinking it since Jesus.
Yeah. It's
wine, 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 wine,
wine,
wine, wine.
Yeah.
Wine that you drink?
I mean, the only acceptable, other than that is like, this is a gas station.
Yeah.
We have fruit stripe gum, lemon pies, Marlboros,
handmade taquitos. Thanks, Jeremy.
Those wax bottles with the little teaspoon of pop in them.
Right.
And wine.
Right. They do not have Magic Spoon cereal, though. Yeah.
This portion of Irritable Dad Syndrome is brought to you by Whoppers Beefy Mac and Cheese. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and for years we've been proud to advertise Whoppers all-beef foot-long hot dogs on this podcast. Well, guess what? The fine folks at Whoppers are about to rock your world. Do you ever cut up hot dogs, fry them in a skillet, and mix them in a big-ass bowl of mac and cheese? Holy crap, it's delicious. I mean, it's very delectable as well. Now you can buy these two savory products already mixed together. That's right, mac and cheese and Whoppers all-beef foot-long hot dogs. It's the best of both worlds. It's a win-win. It's like when they mixed peanut butter and jelly together in the same jar, except with hot dogs and mac and cheese. And it's not in a jar. Anyway, I'm rambling. Look for Whoppers Beefy Mac and Cheese in your grocer's meat section today. Whoppers all-beef foot-long hot dogs have no fillers and no preservatives. Normally, I would say get out a ruler and measure it yourself, but since hot dogs are cut up, you can't really do that. But take it from me, the hot dogs are a foot long. It's a promise. Now back to you guys in the studio.
So, an interesting thing has happened in year 3.
Yeah.
We have guests that seem to want to come on the show.
Yeah.
Which we didn't really know how to handle that.
I know. This was a big year for us for guests. Okay, we've had guests on the show, but this year, I mean, I can't believe some of the guests we had. So we've got a little best of collection featuring Heywood Banks, comedian, songwriter, and then we had Megan Mitchell. After Megan Mitchell did our show, she interviewed the First Lady of the United States.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Mike Chisholm from the Letterman podcast. We had comedian Kevin Ruppert, Adam Nedeff, who's a game show historian and author, Pat Cronin, who's a famous actor, and Shadoe Stevens.
Yeah. We did pretty good this year.
Yeah.
My Never Trust a Puppet CD, I recorded live at a comedy club, and it was filmed there. And there's the video of it. You see waitresses walking back and forth. People have commented, "Oh, you just faked this. You know, what's all this fake laughter in here?" It's like, it's a comedy club.
Yeah.
That happens in comedy clubs. Hopefully that's what happens in a comedy club is people laugh. Oh, you just sweetened it up and put no. You didn't do
Nope, didn't do anything.
Never trust a puppet. Puppets are untrue. No matter what the puppet says, he don't care about you. Never trust a puppet. Puppets are insincere. Somehow everyone finds out what you whisper in a puppet's ear.
That was, I don't know how you knew that, but my next question was what was the inspiration for Never Trust a Puppet?
That's my darling wife. There's a picture of her. The picture on the cover is her. In the original picture, it was her and her brother in like a formal photographic studio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that you used to take, you take your kids to the photo studio, whatever, and get a picture taken. And her brother had a great big smile on his face and laughing. And she's like, I said, why did you look like that? And she says, because the photographer had a puppet and I didn't like it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So for years I've been like, people call it the Shirley voice. I've always been like, you don't even know what you're doing. So it was just my, terrible imitation of her voice.
Uh-huh.
So I just started going, never trust a puppet. Puppets are untrue. In the Shirley voice, just to bug her mainly. And, which is, 90% of what goes on around here. I thought nobody, I did it for my, my daughter and my nieces who all know her and thought it was really funny. It was just kind of a weird thing that I just did around the house.
Uh-huh.
And so I wrote out the song and I tried, and it kind of surprised me that it actually translated out, out from in here out into the world.
Pop-Tarts.
Of course.
Do you eat them right out of the box or do you toast them?
Depends how much time I have.
Okay. Will you eat them right out of the box?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially we have a sports segment that's connected to a weather segment.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives the anchor, the sole anchor, moi, some time to run down to the snack room, get a little Pop-Tart out of the thing, and then run back up to the anchor desk and eat the Pop-Tart, which I prop behind the laptop so no one can see it. But I don't have time to toast it.
So
you know
now
what I mean?
I'm going to be watching wondering, does she have a Pop-Tart in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I've actually, listen, I get people saying, oh, I can see that you have Ritz cheddar and onion today. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I had another person say, Megan, we can see your prescription bottles.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you eat both? Because Pop-Tarts come in twos. Do you eat both of them like an American or just one at a time like a communist?
What do you mean? Do I like,
do you eat both of the Pop-Tarts?
yeah.
Not you don't save one for later?
No.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like Little Debbie snack cakes,
Yeah.
like the Swiss rolls. You open one,
Who
you eat them
saves
both.
them?
Communists.
Right.
Yeah. Crazy people.
You can cut all that
No,
out.
I'm leaving that in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. Okay, he's there. Jesus. Okay. There's been so much cussing on this end. I'm going to go get I need some water.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm serious. This is the best. This is the best podcast ever. This is the best podcast I've ever been a part of.
We're professionals.
This is just.
I had Steve Young last Friday. This is the best podcast experience I've ever had.
No,
Steve Young is amazing. That's another guy I've talked to.
We never have this much trouble. So, I mean, it's like I'm not embarrassed. But, apologies because I don't want to waste your time. I really, I appreciate your time.
This is a disaster show.
Yeah.
It's magic. This is necessary. This is very Letterman.
So here's the thing. When we edit the show, when we censor, if we say, that's a duck quack. Okay. If we say, that's a bong. If we say, that's the clown horn.
It's made an appearance for multiple episodes.
Yes. That's also a bong. If it's a really bad curse word, you hear R2D2. And then sometimes we'll have a radio station.
Hey, what happened?
I gotta know what that one is. Like I can't.
That's
okay,
if
so
that's
the
if
C word's
sometimes
up there, right?
No, that's if sometimes we like if we accidentally say a name or someone's address or we've mentioned a business and we thought, you know what, we're not gonna like sour their name because it wasn't their fault. I'll throw in the
and I hate the. I personally hate the C word. I can't. I just don't like the way it sounds.
Yeah.
I don't.
I
but
agree.
it made an appearance, multiple appearances on the podcast because I literally did order 12 nuggets at Chick-fil-A, and then in the process of trying to correct that, I kept saying I didn't mean nuggets. I'm sorry. I said. I just kept saying it. It's like once it happened.
Sounds like a bit.
No, it did. Yeah, it actually happened. Every story that we've told is absolutely true.
Yeah.
Except for the U2 fight. I embellished the out of that one. But everything else is just 100% true. But I was eye to eye with a Chick-fil-A lady, and I kept saying,
he's in Canada. Stop. Do you have Chick-fil-A in Canada?
No.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A is like In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah. Do you have nuggets in Canada?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
So, long-time listeners, if you want to go back and listen to the episode where we outline exactly how rabbits can bite penises, it's 87, Venomous Beaver. I'm not entirely sure that's the one, but that's the one that has a picture of Figgy, the pecker-biting rabbit, on the episode page.
Just to bring everything full circle.
Yes.
So the sugar gliders, while they would not bite your penis, they're not like,
for free.
It's not their modus operandi, you know. No. But what they would do,
modus what?
You know, they're what's I'm just making
je ne sais quoi. Yeah,
exactly.
Penultimatus.
But what they would do is because they were so high maintenance, you had to take them out of their cage and you had to play with them for a couple hours every night.
The hell with that.
And so I would put a sheet out, you know, and they'd like we're allowed to cuss or
sure.
Yeah, it's a foregone conclusion at this point.
Okay, they would their modus operandi was to defecate all over the.
There you go.
So we're bringing it back, so what they like to do is I would wear like sweats or like pajama pants or something because I didn't want to get them dirty.
Right.
And they would crawl in your pants and then they would get under your ball sack.
Okay.
And they would just kind of juggle them like beanbag chairs or something like. I'm like, this is the weirdest behavior of a creature.
New listeners, season 4 has gone a wild direction. So the first episode of season 4, we talk about my ass for about 15 minutes straight.
And now we've got sugar
and now we're talking about sugar gliders juggling nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
You do have to pay them extra for that. I mean, you got to make sure that you throw them an extra grape or something like that.
Extra grape.
Yeah. And then they start dying immediately because it deviates from their diet. It's very complicated.
Okay, so how long would you let her do that before you said, hey, get out of my nutsack?
Usually about 30 seconds. No, I'm just not that long.
Well, you got to wait till you finish.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That took a really dark turn there.
Yeah,
it did.
Not discounting what you said. I don't want you to feel like that, but we have run out of time.
Oh, yeah. No, that's, I mean.
The proverbial cane is pulling you off the
stage. We're in the
stage.
bonus stage now. Yeah.
That's fair.
I want to ask Adam one more thing. Adam, do you got one more question in you?
Yeah, I got one more question.
A while back, I can't remember how long ago it was, but you met Weird Al.
I was an usher at the Pantages Theater. Weird Al was doing a concert there, and I had a great boss who allowed me to go off the clock early because Weird Al's fans do not make a lot of trouble, so they figured they could go without one usher towards the end.
Right.
And I asked if I could wait in the autograph line, so I waited in the autograph line. Al came out there. And again, game show fan, game show historian, game show author, which means I have quite a collection of stuff. I said something to him that was completely true, and it made him laugh. I opened up this photo album and I handed him a photo and I said, "Could you autograph this photo for my Art Fleming photo album?" And he chuckles at first, and then he looks down at my arm, and he realizes I'm not joking. I have an Art Fleming photo album. And he just looks at me, and he shakes his head, and he says, "Everybody should have one." Everybody sign the autograph.
And my other son was in Jerry Maguire.
Oh, wow.
It's a funny story. He goes in to read, and he goes with my wife because kid can't go alone, obviously. So he's there, he's 10 or 11. And so they hide those scripts, and then because the people steal them. So they come out with a side, sometimes even a fake side. And so this was for the opening scene in Jerry Maguire. Remember that? You got to get my dad to stop playing football.
Yeah.
He's got 12 contracts with Nike. Fuck you, Jerry. Fuck you. So that was the scene.
Yeah.
So that my son, they were going to do it with a younger kid, and my son was up for that. So they give him the script, and he looks at it, and he goes, "Ooh, hey, Mom, look at this." She looks down, she goes, "Oh, well, you'll have to say it, Charlie. It's in the script." Okay. So he went in with the casting director, and he was in for about 20 minutes. That's a long time. And he came out and he's beaming. And we always had a rule, don't say anything in the building. So you don't know who's around. So they got outside onto the street. And so my wife turned and said, "So, Charlie, how did it go?" He said, "It was great." She said, "I was the best fuck you of the day."
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
He didn't get that part. They
Right.
decided to go older.
But
But
hey,
he's in the movie.
But that's a win.
He's in the airport. He comes up to Cuba Gooding and he says, "Hey, are you Hootie?" And the guy says, "No, I'm not Hootie." And Charlie goes, "Eh," and walks away. 2 huge laughs. I was there the first night they showed it at the Directors Guild. I'm sitting in my seat, "It's my kid. That's my kid."
That's awesome. That's really cool.
And I've been doing these little radio theater things for my whole career. When I started K-Rock, it started with a radio theater thing, Alice in the Underground. It was a takeoff of Alice in Wonderland. While in the 70s, I did The Adventures of Guy Good. It's like 18 episodes, all done with 2-track, and I was really good at editing. You know, I could edit with both hands, you know, where you did it with a razor blade and cut out 1/4-inch little things from it. And I got really fast at it and created these epic stories, just doing it like piece by piece by piece. And that's a takeoff of radio. It's a parody of radio, The Adventures of High Cumes, which is like high cumulative averages in ratings.
Yeah.
And the hero was High Cumes. And the general manager was Mark Pox, and the villain in it was Dr. Otto Doomler from out of Beltsville, Maryland, which is where all of the ratings were being done. And Doomler had a vision; he had a dream. He was going to get the tongues of the nation's top 10 personalities, and when he had the tongues, he would be able to make the world's greatest automation system, the tongues of the top 10 personalities, and the world will be mine. Like crazy. It was very surreal. It's very surreal.
This portion of our show is brought to you by the Best Western Hotel. Dude, their waffle maker makes the tastiest damn waffles you've ever had. The next time you're traveling and craving waffles, choose the Best Western Hotel. Now back to the show.
On this podcast, you never know when things are going to go from fine to inappropriate. This particular story, I was talking about an ice cream truck. Actually, it's a shaved ice truck that was coming through my neighborhood playing Christmas songs, and Mike made it completely inappropriate. I was doing some laundry, and on our neighborhood Facebook page, there was a thing saying that be on the lookout. An ice cream truck, a shaved ice truck, okay, is going to be coming.
Shaved ice, not a shaved ice truck.
A shaved ice truck. Yeah, is going to be coming through the neighborhood around 4 or something.
I like my ice hairy.
Yeah.
That's 70s ice.
Hello. Why did you get it so big?
Woohoo! Shaved ice.
Wow, that is really hard.
The truck comes to the neighborhood and it's playing your typical ice cream truck music.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding. You know,
Yeah.
ice cream truck music.
Yeah.
And then I think for a second there, it does I think it does the theme from The Sting there for a second. And it's like doing circus music. Then it breaks into Christmas music.
That's not right.
It's playing Jingle Bells. Because I'm in the house, I'm like, honey, is it just me or
Yeah.
And then I poke my head out the door. The damn truck is playing Jingle Bells. Then it plays Frosty the Snowman.
Okay. So that's pretty ballsy because most people don't eat ice cream. I do because I'm a freak, but most people don't eat a lot of ice cream in the winter.
Right.
And if they're putting you in a winter mindset with Winter Wonderland music,
right, they
risk losing customers. You need to play music that's going to make people want ice cream.
Yeah.
Like desert music.
Like Ice Cream Man by Van Halen. Yeah.
Okay. Hot for Teacher.
Yeah.
Van Halen.
Yes. Cruel Summer by Bananarama.
Yeah.
Banana Split.
Yeah. Hot in the Shade.
Yeah.
The whole album.
The
Kiss.
whole album. Yeah,
yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was great. I have no story there.
Yeah.
But the ice cream truck was playing Christmas music. I did go on our Facebook page and I said, let me be the first to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. Nobody got it. Nobody got it.
Previously on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
I was a big fan of the Incredible Hulk in the 70s and 80s. And if you go back and watch those now, it is pain.
Yeah,
like when he's changing into the Hulk, which was always the big part.
Yeah.
It's like it shows, what was the guy's name? Dave Brennan?
Bruce
Kulick?
David Brenner.
David Brenner.
Bruce Banner.
It shows like he's at a Starbucks or something.
Don't
and he's
make
like,
me angry.
I'd like a.
You won't like me when I'm
he's
angry.
like, I'd like a coffee with 2 creams. And like, we only have 1 cream, and then that music. And he's like, I want 2 creams. We only have 1 cream. And it shows his eyes, and they're normal. And then he's like, I want 2 creams. God. And then you see like a sweat come down off the eyes, and then it goes back, and then it comes back, and the eyes are a little. They're green. The eyes, the pupils are green or whatever. The irises, but everything else is normal.
Yeah.
Back to the person going, and then back to him with the sweat coming down, and there's a little bit of green eye shadow. It goes on for like 5 hours.
And Hulk never would punch
No.
somebody.
And then
but
it's
he
Lou-
would, he would pick them up and he would throw them, and they would always go through like an open window.
Yeah.
And they would land in the grass.
And then
they would never like land on the sidewalk or on a broken, like on a nail.
It's showing
like,
his,
now I got to get a tetanus shot.
It's showing his eyes back and forth for 2 hours. Then all of a sudden, Lou Ferrigno shows up with a poodle, that hair on his head, and he's flexing.
You could almost see the green powder puff off of it when he ran. Yeah. And what killed me was like Hulk.
He's flexing for about 5 minutes, and then
his pants would always tear at the legs, but they would never tear around the waist.
Never,
So he had the same waist size as Bruce Banner.
And it never tore in the middle and let the big old third leg pop out there.
the big green monster never showed up. No, it didn't. Yeah. And then,
in reality, it would split right up the ass crack.
Yes, it would.
The 2 big green Hulk cheeks come out.
Absolutely.
Be clapping as he ran down the street after him.
Hulk's ass cheeks clapping.
Yeah. It's like, I had a moment when I was visiting one of my. I went to one of my friends. He took me to his grandparents' house. It was like they were having a trip, and it's like, bring Mike along.
Yeah.
So we went to a grandparents' house. I don't want to name him. I don't want to embarrass anybody.
Okay. Steve.
And this is back in the 80s.
Okay.
And I remember we went into the living room, and there's all these like older, and it was grandpa and uncle, all these, and they're all sitting around watching Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Nice.
So we sat down and as kids, we're like, this is awesome. We're getting to see this movie that, we're totally not allowed to see. So you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing all the way up until there's one part, and everybody's being quiet. There's one part where you see Sylvester Stallone, Rambo, is holding a machine gun, and with one arm, and he's just mowing down the enemy.
Yeah, he's got the headband on,
and then from the corner of the room, that's bold. I look over, and it's one of them. I don't know who it was. He said, "You can't fire an M60 with one arm like that." Now, as a kid, I
Right.
knew that this was a ridiculous conversation.
Right.
As an adult, I want to go back and find this man and say, you made it up to that point in the movie. That's the point.
That's the breaking point.
There's where they crossed over to ridiculousness. Rambo, First Blood Part 2. He got hung up in the jet engine, cut himself loose with a knife. He had nothing.
Right.
He happened to run into the lady that he was supposed to meet, even though he landed in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
They happened to find the boat. They happened to have a
Sure.
rocket launcher on
Sure.
the boat to
Sure.
shoot the other boat.
He single-handedly
all
kills
these things. He kills
97
all
people.
of them.
Yeah.
There's a part of the movie where there's literally like 50 people lined up with machine guns, all shooting at him, and he's going like pop, 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 one shot each, destroying them.
He doesn't get hit once.
He's going up a mountain with POWs. They're all shooting automatic weapons at him. Nobody hits him or the POWs. One of them gets hit in the leg. But the part where he stands up with one arm of the machine gun, there's the bull.
Yeah.
That's the point where you just check out.
All right, finally tonight, I decided that one thing this podcast is missing is we never talk about conspiracy theories. And there is a conspiracy theory that I fully believe with all my heart, and that's that alligators and crocodiles are the same animal. And you can't prove me wrong. I'm going to believe it until I die. We were talking about alligators and crocodiles, and then Mike had to bring up hippos, and it was comedy gold. I'm very proud of this clip. Something that other podcasts do that we've never done.
Not suck.
Other podcasts do this all the time. We have never done this thing that I'm going to start tonight.
Okay.
And that tonight I'm going to spread a conspiracy theory.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Good.
Because I am sick and tired of people believing that alligators and crocodiles are different animals. They're the same damn animal. Okay? Don't give me that one has a broader jaw and a longer tail, and the other one is green and that one's kind of brownish. They're the same animal, Mike.
Yeah. When one's eating you, it doesn't matter.
And I'll tell you who's behind it. It's Big Zoo. Big Zoo has been behind this forever. They want people to believe that there's two different animals so that people go out and they buy all the alligator merchandise and they buy all the crocodile merchandise. And then they can have like the whole set of what. And it's a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
And they've been spreading it for hundreds of years. And I'm telling you right now, wake up, people.
Yeah.
Alligators and crocodiles are the same animal.
Okay.
I'm done.
I'm really glad that you brought this up.
Okay.
Because there's a few topics that I want to touch on.
Okay.
We're Gen X.
Yes, we are.
Which means we grew up basically in the 80s. Did you have the board game Alligator when you were growing up?
No.
So
I had Hungry Hippos.
It was like a board, and it had a plastic alligator mouth. And you open the alligator's mouth, and on its tongue, you had little things you could put. They were all like little plastic pieces of trash. By the way, the board made it look like a sewer.
Yeah.
The gist of this was so 80s, it's ridiculous. The gist of this was more 80s than a pink Trapper Keeper in Miami Vice. It was a gigantic crocodile or alligator, whatever they are.
Trapper Keeper.
Has mutated in the New York subway. And now you've got to remove trash from its tongue. And whoever gets, at some point it fights. And that's the person that loses the game. It's a game. It's a game like if you play it with 5 people, like you have 4 winners and 1 loser type game, which is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most games
or the other way.
1 loser.
No. Well, no, not in Monopoly. You have like 1 winner and everybody else loses. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah.
Unless somebody kills themselves.
This one gives you the ability to everyone gang up and make fun of the kid who just had his hand bitten by a mutant alligator.
Okay.
That's one thing. Just do with that as you will.
Okay.
The other thing is I discovered the existence within the past year and a half of saltwater crocodiles.
Okay.
Have you heard of saltwater crocodiles?
Yeah.
Jesus. Harold Ramis Christ. These mother scratchers are upwards of 30 feet long.
Yeah.
They have mouths. You could effectively be chomped by one and its teeth not hit you. You're just in its stomach. it's a dinosaur.
Mhm.
It's a living dinosaur at that point.
Yeah.
And what I was, so I every once in a while watch the Joe Rogan, and he goes crazy over these things. So
Mhm.
watched him talk about it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to watch this anymore.
Right.
And then Mr. Ballin, I'll throw a what's that, a little
Mr.
plug
who?
out for him. This dude's a storyteller on
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
And the TikTok. Dude's awesome.
Mhm.
He's really good. He tells stories like in a very simple way, but he paints the picture in your head, which is a wonderful thing and a terrible thing because he does mostly dark and horror themed things.
Yeah.
And he tells a story of a fun little group of campers and hikers in Australia, and cut to the end, fell into a river full of saltwater crocodiles.
Yeah.
They did not make it out alive. One made it out alive and described what happened.
Well, that's how you have the
Yeah.
story.
And now there's
you gotta go on and tell the
so
story. mate.
here's the thing. There's a third piece of this that I want to talk about. It's the fact that I eventually want to go to Australia one of these days.
Dude.
The more I learn about
I
Australia,
loved Australia.
the more I'm terrified of Australia.
Yeah.
You got the huntsman spiders, which
Mhm.
basically are so big they're carrying swords.
Yes.
And then you've got the saltwater crocodiles. There is a zoo there that you can go to where
Mhm.
they have you in a plastic bubble.
Mhm.
And the plastic bubble is in a stream with full-grown, man-eating saltwater crocodiles.
Sign me up.
Somebody, someone,
Uh-huh.
some group of people made calculations and said they can't bite through this plexiglass. Bull. Those are the same scientists that say things like, oh, whale sharks are beautiful creatures. They love people. They would never attack people.
Right.
And then I see video after video of these coming up from the depths trying
Uh-huh.
to swallow a diver.
Yeah.
And what's the diver doing? Not what I would do,
Yeah.
which is screaming every word at the same time.
Yeah.
These divers are laughing and
Uh-huh.
patting it on its nose
Yeah.
as it's actively trying to murder them.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I repeat, Jesus,
Yeah.
Harold Ramis,
Ramis.
Christ.
Well, it's like in Jurassic World. They were in that bubble.
Yeah.
That was apparently safe until the T-Rex bit into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Bruh.
don't believe I'm in this weird conundrum.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm not a scientist.
She blinded me with science.
But my career, my degrees
Is immersed in science.
in science.
Yeah.
So I'm obligated.
Yeah, Mr. White. Yes, science.
I enjoy science. I like reading about it. I think it's fascinating
Science,
on the one
bitch.
end, but on the other end are these scientists that will hold a frickin' snake next to their face and say, "This is the most venomous creature, venomum. This is the most venomous beaver.
Phenomenon.
This is the most venomous creature on the planet."
Uh-huh.
And
More venomous than the venomous beaver?
more venomous than the venomous beaver.
Oh my God.
However, they love people, and this one would not bite me. I don't care that one wouldn't bite you. You just said
Yeah.
that thing's the most venomous thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Don't touch it. Don't even look at it cross.
No.
Hippos.
Yeah.
Here's a lie. Here's a
Okay.
lie that was told.
Yeah.
I was told in the 80s that hippos were nice creatures.
No.
They're hungry. They eat marbles.
Yeah, who
They're
told
cute.
you that?
They're pink. Hungry hippos.
Uh-huh.
There were hippos on the cartoons. There's Hippo Fiona at the Cincinnati
She's
Zoo.
adorable.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
If you go out in
But
the wild and you
cross
see
her, she will kill you.
Yeah, if you go out in the wild and you see a hippo,
Yeah.
you need to run screaming.
Yeah.
They will kill you.
Yeah. They will.
Because they want to kill you. They don't eat you. They just kill you.
They're fast.
They
too.
are fast. They run underwater 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
What is the point of that?
I think you're getting high blood pressure on this episode.
Ain't nothing
okay?
swimming
Uh-huh.
less than 60 miles an hour that deserves to get eaten by a hippo. But
Yeah.
apparently they thought they do. There's all these videos I've watched of people in boats in Africa.
Uh-huh.
They go by a pod. Is that a pod? A pod of hippos.
Sure.
A hungry of
No,
hippos.
It's a pod of whales.
It's a pod of whales. It's a hungry of hippos.
It's a murder of hippos.
A murder of crows.
Yeah.
It's a.
Which,
I
by the
would-
way, when
yeah.
I become president, those are called collective nouns.
Indeed.
All collective nouns are going to be thrown out.
Yeah.
And we're going to replace it with bunch.
Okay.
A bunch of hippos.
A bunch of
of
hippos.
horses.
Yeah.
A bunch of cows. A bunch of spiders.
Yeah.
A bunch of.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
If you have more than 0 hippos, you just need to know that you need to get away from that. So
Yeah.
me, idiot me, if
Yeah.
my parents had taken me to Africa in the 80s as a kid,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, look at the hippo. I wonder if it wants to eat a little white marble thing, because that's everything I know about hippos. Ouch. Little do I know
Yeah.
that hippo wants to kill me.
Yes. Yeah, they will destroy you. Yeah.
One of the things I'm on is steroids. And I took the highest dose today.
Okay.
Remember I told you I'm not going to sleep tonight?
Yeah.
Here we are.
I have never had this reaction to steroids. Ever. This is I'm scared.
See, Chris Hughes gets me. He likes
yeah.
It's a Hungry of Hippos.
I'm going to back up a little bit here.
Okay.
But no, the great Mitch Hedberg
Crocodiler.
said one of the questions on the stream was, would you call it an Alligator or a Crocodiler?
Mhm.
And they're the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. Mitch Hedberg said the difference between the two animals is a crocodile you see after a while, and the alligator you see later. And that's our conspiracy theory for the week.
Yes.
If you have a conspiracy theory you'd like to share, send it to us here at Irritable Dad Syndrome.
Hi, I'm Dave Lay. Mike is on assignment, and Darin has strep throat, so I'm here to talk about this bonus clip featuring Shadoe Stevens. We asked Shadoe to record this comedy piece, phrases that sound better when read by Shadoe Stevens. Now you might be saying to yourself, hey, this sounds like a Letterman bit. Well, I'm telling you it's not. Letterman did a top 10 list, and this is a top 9 list. It's totally different, so don't even think about suing us. Anywho, please enjoy the top 9 phrases that sound better when read by Shadoe Stevens. Shadoe, take it away.
Number 9. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to.
Number 8.
This list seems very penultimate, don't you think?
Number 7.
I need about $3.50. About $3.50.
Number 6.
With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half.
Number 5.
Coming in at number 5 is the name of a fictional heavy metal band from Ohio, up 12 slots from last week. Here's Venomous Beaver.
Number 4.
Your chocolate is in my peanut butter, you son of a bitch.
Number 3.
Hey, what happened?
Number 2.
Nothing tastes better at a cookout than a Whompers all-beef footlong hot dog.
Number 1.
You want to touch my beats?
Before we go, I'm working on my ventriloquist act. And my friend Peppy wanted to come out and show you guys a trick. Hi, Peppy.
Hi, Dave.
Boy, Peppy, I sure am thirsty. I think I'm going to drink this glass of water.
Hey, Dave. You know this is an audio podcast, and nobody can see you drink the water, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we'll see you next week. Say goodbye, Peppy.
Goodbye.
Hey, yo, Adrian, I gotta, let's put a hat on the bird here and give it a seed and it'll tweet. And I look over.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. This is good.
This sounds just like
It does, yeah. If that doesn't get people to listen, nothing will. He's yeah.
That's what I've when
twins it was it was just it's
the hell happened. Because so it was there. This so
but we
I guess you know what I mean. It's one of those. Hold on.
I just like and okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So
That's
You
rules. That's
can't-
how
yeah,
that's club rules.
yeah. He that it's like, you know, and then it is just and he just yeah. Yeah.
But it just it's yeah it's so
yeah. Or I'm to the okay. And
oh.